she didn't want anything to do with him and was ashamed every time they had sex together.
Yeah, but even then he was like, I'm gonna put a baby in you. Like, that's so creepy.
Oh, my body.
Okay. Let me open it up to around the page. Gotta write notes again. So I gotta flip through to remind myself of what happened, even though I just read it.
Ain't nothing memorable in this book anyhow. Let me pull up my annotations for chapters 35 through 40?
36 through 40.
36 through 40. 36. Okay.
Welcome to Book Club. My name is Lavasha.
And I'm Squizzy.
And today we're talking about chapters 36 through 40 of Haunting Adeline. We're almost done.
Oh, thank the Lord. It's been a chore getting through this book.
Chapter 36 starts with
Daya.
With what? Oh, no, you're right.
Daya and Addie talking in the kitchen. They're finishing up the conversation about how could you hide that you're sleeping with your stalker? And she's all like, he told me to keep it a secret or some nonsense. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh yeah. And they also receive a letter from someone.
An anonymous person.
Zaid.
and I was just like, she hasn't really done any research on this. Like, she hasn't done anything in this story. She keeps getting handed pieces of information.
Yeah. But in the letter, they find out that it's like we thought it was.
Yeah.
Frank. It was Frank, Mark's father.
Yeah.
Who was upset because he liked Gigi.
And rather than sleeping with him, she slept with Ronaldo.
Some rando in his eyes.
Yeah. So that was somehow worse than. I don't know. Because he was like, I could take it if it's my best friend, but this is some rando. Let's see. And Addie was all like, getting involved with Zayd really tests my morals, and I still don't know what to think of everything. I mean, falling in love. And I was like, what could she possibly be falling in love with?
They don't do anything but have sex.
Yeah.
I mean, what? They don't do anything but she gets sexually assaulted all the time.
Yeah. What is she falling in love with? The fact that he doesn't listen to her most of the time. The fact that he chases her around the house. She really liked that, I guess. Maybe that he rescues children, but
I really don't know.
And whenever he thinks of her, he always thinks of her body, her looks, her hair, her smoky voice. But whenever he's like thinking about her personality, he's always like, my sweet dumb little mouse, or
and like when Jay or whatever who works with him was all like, I don't want my women willing, and he was
like, you just don't know what women want.
Oh,
I almost threw up in my mouth. I almost retched. Like, are you serious? Like, the one dude who talks about consent in here, and he's all like, you just don't know what a woman really wants. You don't know what it means for her mouth to say no, but her body to say yes.
Gross.
Oh, and also, yes.
I was about to say, I was thinking Jay was gonna, like, if there was gonna be some twist where Jay betrayed Zayd.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's gonna happen. But like, I think that would make it interesting.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead.
Next chapter, pretty much, we are at the dinner scene with the pedophiles and a little girl that they've brought in there who looks like the picture that he showed them. Anyways, he's all like, little girl, get on my lap. And he's like, I'm going to rescue you. And she does a good job of pretending to be scared. Little girl was terrified. What does he mean? She even cries. She's so smart. And I'm like, she doesn't trust you. You're just like these other knobs that kidnapped her.
But then all of a sudden she
says, will you be my daddy? She's got her own pants. She's like, are my pants alive? Have you found them? And then she's like, would you be my dad? And I was like,
I thought that was very rushed.
Very strange.
I'm going to put it to her being like traumatized.
I guess.
But it's probably just that, right? But anyway.
Yeah. And then he's all, I'd have to talk to Addie about it. They've known each other for 3 months. And for at least 2 of those months, she didn't want anything to do with him and was ashamed every time they had sex together.
Yeah, but even then he was like, I'm gonna put a baby in you. Like, that's so creepy.
And it's so gross that they had sex raw, like the first time they met. Nobody got tested for nothing. And they were biting each other, drinking each other's blood. Don't do that, people. Don't do that. It's supposed to show their passion in the book, but it just gave me the ick. Just gave me real bad ick. Okay, and
so yeah, he rescued the little girl.
Yep.
See.
Oh, also we learned that Frank had Nana, or whatever her name was when she was a little girl, help cover up the murder of her mother. I was confused about that. Were you confused a little bit? Like, did she witness him kill her or something? Why did he have her write the letter?
I'm not sure why. Why involve her at all?
I was very confused.
I was confused as well.
It might have been because I was just listening to the story rather than reading it directly, but I don't know.
Maybe she suspected it was him or something. I don't know.
And then he threatened her.
I don't know.
What?
Yeah,
I was discombobulated.
Anyway.
Oh, and then Addie is like kicking her toes and rubbing her feet or whatever they call it. What is it? Swinging her feet and curling her hair or whatever. Yeah. That he wouldn't care if he ate his food. She wouldn't care. Look at the bars on the floor.
Yeah.
I can't believe I met a man who wouldn't care if I ate his food.
Just a mess.
Please, ladies. That's supposed to look something else.
But yeah. And then they have sex again. I kind of zoned out while I was reading through all of that.
Oh, yeah.
Disassociating through the sex scenes.
Oh, yeah. I pretty much skim over those even in regular books that aren't dark romances. I'm just like, blah, blah, blah. And then, get on with the rest of the story. I pretty much skim through a lot of fight scenes, too, in books and stuff. Unless they're, like, really interesting ones. Let's see. Oh, and he's showing his great compassion and desire to have consent from Addie when he's like, I could have tried to fuck her while asleep, but I decided to hold off on that until Addie admits her love for me and freely accepts me. And then I can have sex with her without a fight. And I think some part of Addie will always fight. And I was like, even if she loves you, doesn't mean you can just have sex with her while she's asleep. Mm-hmm. Or it was like every male fantasy of a woman is that she's always ready and willing. Her body, his choice.
This book really does give me them vibes. Like, anyway, and they did a little chase thing before having sex. That's too much work.
Too much work. Running all around the house. And then he tells her about little Sarah wanting to be adopted by him. And she's like,
he's seriously thinking about adopting that traumatized little girl.
And bring her into a family where the woman is partially still scared of him, where they don't even know each other very well. And I was like, it's a crazy thing to introduce. She barely knows him. They don't talk about anything besides sex and human trafficking. Mm-hmm. The book doesn't talk about anything besides sex and human trafficking. Yeah. I don't even know what Daya has else going on in her life.
Nothing.
Except to have her little world revolve around.
Addie doesn't have anything going on
right?
in her life. Sometimes they talk about the book she's writing, but other than that, she's just like I don't know anything about her character really, even though she's
or even what's going on with her and her mom. I still don't understand that beef.
Like, I know she likes ghosts and she likes being scared. That's about all I know.
Yeah, but we don't see her, like, she didn't volunteer to help create the haunted house or nothing. That would have been something, at least get her out of the house doing something. And then we have
what kind of books does she write? Does she write horror?
I think it was mentioned previously that it's some type of romance. but I can't 100% be sure because we don't really focus on it very much. She's not like out in nature and she's envisioning a couple in her book experiencing this or anything like that. Like there's like a disconnect between, you know, because there was this really good book that I read about this guy who's a baker and he ends up falling in love with somebody who used to be in prison or whatever, but he's walking around a garden and he's envisioning these flowers on the cookies that he's going to bake later because he's also an artist and a decorator. And you know, and that like plays throughout the book. He goes to the prisoner's house and it's full of all these plants and like, you know, it tied everything together. It made you feel his passion for what he was doing. And it kept it as a thread throughout the book. I feel like her being an author is like sprinkled in there every once in a while just to be like, no,
and I feel
she's
like
she's not just the vagina.
Yeah, and I feel like that's just because that's something that the author can relate to. Like,
does she have anything else going on?
Right. Like, it feels like her imagination can't stretch that far. Like, but I'm not aware of any other books she's written. So, like, I don't know, but like,
I don't know.
But yeah.
There are some books where I read them and I envision them so well that I'm like, what's that movie that I watched? And then I'm like, oh, it was a book I read. I just saw it really clearly. This. Yeah.
But one thing I was
What else does they do?
I think his life is pretty much that organization or whatever.
And hanging out in the woods.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of makes sense with what his job is, that he doesn't do much besides that.
Yeah, but also we don't even get like a nice little scene of him sipping coffee and he's like, a deep so-and-so brew or something, you know, something. Or he's like, oh, I'm craving a hamburger from so-and-so, you know, something local to tie him to the town. Is he from this town? Where is he from?
I don't know where he's from. But would it be too crazy? Like, I was trying to figure out, you know, what to do with, like, all the books that are going to be building up, like, since I'm buying them and stuff.
Burn them.
No. Like, to, like, do a Secret Santa around the complex to, like, just drop It's just anonymous gift books. Here's what you get a book. You get a book.
I don't know if anybody would want Haunting Adeline.
Because someone would be like, ew, why is this?
I have children in my house.
Somebody's trying to stalk me.
They're trying to prep me for stalking. Maybe we could put it in one of those little book houses.
Maybe.
Or something. We'll figure out what to do with it. But yeah, that was...
If someone leaves a comment, like, if you want Haunting Adeline, we'll give it to you.
Give it to you for free.
We'll do a giveaway to our first commenter. But anyway, yeah. So that's Haunting Adeline.
Yeah, we have 2 more chapters to read, and then we're going to do our little what's it called? Postmortem of the book. And then introduce you to our Christmas read.
Which I'm excited. I'm excited to put the little Christmas backgrounds up. I saw like a couple cute ones.
Oh, but first we have to do a little Thanksgiving background for at least one day.
Oh, yeah.
We got a little turkey or something around there.
Oh, that reminds me. I got to figure out the day I'm going to be making dresses.
Oh, yeah. Side note.
Anyway.
Bye.
Like, comment, subscribe.